2 weeks, 3 weeks. We need all that traffic to go through Kisumu. These ships must be able to operate and come to Port Bell. But it will take a bit of time before that service. We can give rudimentary service, but before we really give a perfect service, I think it will take a bit of time because of this line must be upgraded. Now, your question about passenger services. Passenger service is only 3% of our revenue. It's a very small component. But you know, the railways is typically known for passenger services. In fact, it is much more in Kenya than in Uganda, where between Mombasa and Nairobi, people remember the romantic of train and things like that. The tourist season does very well. We break even. In Nairobi, we do about 30,000 people a day, the commuter service. It's not perfect, but at least to the outskirts it brings people. The Kisumu one is really, we can't compete with the road and the buses. We offer the service 3 times a week, but we can't compete. In Kampala, we've done the coaches. We want to start the commuter service, so we've put proposals to the government. We are waiting for the government to give us approval, and we will run to maybe Nambo Nama there and back. We just run to run that service there. So that one we are ready. We've already done the coaches. We're just waiting for the requisite approval from the government, and we can start run. And maybe you've seen it when there's football matches. We've done the special, but they give us special license to do that. So we are waiting for the government to approve that. So the day, I'm a child of the railways, by the way. I was born on the railway line. I have lived in Zambia. Yes, I've been on this line for quite a lot. I really look, there are days in the late 60s, 70s, where I used to come when my parents were living in Zambia. We used to take the train from Nairobi, all the way, student train, all the way to Kampala. It was beautiful, it was lovely. Whether we can recreate that experience, I have my doubts, because the road and aeroplanes are much faster. But once in Kenya, we are discussing with the Kenyan government, because our passengers concession was only for 5 years. It's coming to an end in June. If they agree for us to extend it, we want to revolutionize it. I think we may, with the meter gauge, we cannot attain the speeds that would be required to be in the space of passenger services. But we can be in the space of special niches. People who want to take their time, sleep, have a good meal, into all the way to Kampala, or the people who want to go to Mombasa, you dance on the train and you get to the national park, you wake up in the national park, and then the next day you go to Mombasa. Yeah. I hope I've answered your question. It's long-winded, but any other? Yes.
Nicholas, first and foremost, looking at your figures, you show that you've had 8% growth in cargo, then still 45% reduction in incidences.
Yeah.
My first question will be very simple. Based on that, what do you predict for this year? Secondly, that's question number 1. Secondly, in Uganda specifically, most places I pass through, the rail line has been so much encroached on. People are taking out the rails, cutting out the sleepers, they are selling them. What are you going to do? Because so many people are involved in that business, selling it to scrap dealers, melting it to make some other things. What are you going to do in that specific?
Should I answer the easier question first? The difficult. The difficult one is the one you asked last. I think for a long time, the whole network, by the way, not only, you cannot say just Uganda, the whole network from Mombasa. I think for a long time, when the trains, there were not enough traffic moving on the train, people started disrespecting this investment. I'm using the word disrespecting. They started ignoring the line. So people started encroaching, and it's true, yes, people started even stealing, people started vandalizing the line. And it is a problem that we have done a complete resettlement action plan. We've looked, assessed it, every household, we know exactly who is on the line, where, and what kind of people are living there, and even the economic activities. So we have a very well documented assessment, which we have shared with the government and we have agreed with the government. So there are certain aspects of which with the governments, both of Kenya and Uganda, are going to undertake in that respect, and there are certain things that we are going to undertake. For us is to protect it going forward. And it's been our appeal to say that, you know, the railway line belongs to us. It is our lifeline, as it were. And we keep appealing to people, do not steal, do not vandalize the line. It is also for you to encroach on the line. It's also a danger to you. Because a train moving and you cross the line or you're there, if it's not like a car where you can put emergency brakes. Two, if we have a derailment, it's not one person. So it's danger to us, it's a danger to the people, it's a danger to everybody. And we really keep appealing, the train, please, people move away from the area of operation of the train, at least 10 meters on either side, do not approach the train. There is very little that we as a private company can do, and this needs a concerted effort of RVR, the community, the government, and specifically the police to help address. When we see it now coming and people trying to encroach, we always go to the authorities to let them know that we're having a problem. So it's an appeal that we ask you to participate in it. We ask you dearly, sincerely. It's something that we need to do collectively and concertedly. As to the growth, your next question, which is the easier one, we are projecting that we must grow at 20% every year. Scale it up, maybe we scale it up a bit. Our concession provides that in 5 years we should be doing 4.5 million tons. We would like as management to double that. But for this project, for the 5-year program, we should be growing at about 24%. Yes, sir. Independent.
Is this story I saw that the Chinese are willing to join the consortium, especially on the Kenyan side? I don't know whether there is something you can say about it.
Since it's not within my province, I would ask you to excuse me not to say anything about it. But I see them very active everywhere in Kenya. We hope, like our rails are coming from China, we hope that when we tender some of the work, they will come and participate. But yes, there's a lot of projects, Lamu, whatever it is. It's not within my province. Yes, sir.
Thomas Perez, my name, and what I want to know is, when will the lines for Kasese and the northern Uganda be, whatever, restored? Apparently in the media there has been news that actually PTF is going to restore it.
We are very in close engagement with UPDF. If you recall, last year we did a lot of training in that, what is that place called? Lugazi. We were in Lugazi helping them to learn how to do rails and things like that. So, yes, we have a mandate on to operationalize the Pakwach line, the road to Pakwach line. And we're just going through the process. We will cooperate with them and have it operational. But we are also looking at the developments in the Albertine region. Should that line be required to carry some of those lines, then we will be seeking to get into some agreement, then upgrade it. At the moment, it's a very small line, and it needs to be upgraded. There's some washaway in a place called Water, about 100, which was a washaway. That's the only thing that is prevented. We go all the way to Mbale, but we don't go all the way across. But that is something that we should be able to operationalize.